Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to build the ultimate user manual for your professional self, the Core Design Blueprint. Let's just start with a question. Do you ever feel like the pieces of your professional identity don't quite fit together? You know, like a puzzle you just can't seem to solve? Well, today, we're putting those pieces together. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to assemble a 4-part blueprint, and we'll be using a case study from professional coach Rachel Berg Palko. We're going to look at her core motivation, her why, then her talents, the what, her personal style, which is the how, and finally her brand or her impact. And by the end, you'll see her whole blueprint all laid out. To piece this whole professional puzzle together, we're going to fuse insights from 4 really powerful assessments. The goal here is to create a single, cohesive roadmap that makes your path to success crystal clear. Okay, so here are our tools. We're going to start with Working Genius to really get to the why, your core motivation. Then we'll use Clifton's Strengths Finder to define the what, your unique, observable talents. For the how, we'll turn to the Everything DISC model. And finally, the Fascination Advantage is going to reveal your impact, your personal brand. All right, let's start putting the pieces together.
First things first, let's find the foundation of this whole blueprint, your why. Now, this isn't about skills you picked up on the job. No, this goes deeper. This is about what you are fundamentally wired to do. It's the kind of work that just lights you up and fills your tank instead of draining it.
And to find this why, we use a tool called the Working Genius model. A working genius, it's basically a pair of activities that feel so natural to you, they barely even feel like work. These are your superpowers. So for Rachel, our case study, the results are, well, they're fascinating. Her genius is in wonder and invention, so she thrives on asking those big what-if questions and creating new ideas from nothing. But just as important are her frustrations. Enablement, that's assisting with implementation, and tenacity, pushing projects all the way to completion. This tells us something huge. Rachel's energy comes from igniting the spark, not necessarily from carrying the torch all the way across the finish line. This specific combination gives her a really unique archetype, the creative dreamer. She is, for all intents and purposes, a passionate idealist who just lives in that exciting world of what if. Okay, let's move to the next piece and see how this all builds. If that genius is the invisible why that's driving her, how does it actually show up in the real world? This brings us to our next puzzle piece, the what, your observable talents. For this part, we use the Strengths Finder assessment. Now, Rachel's top 5 talents are connectedness, individualization, activator, futuristic, and strategic. Let's just focus on those last 3 for a second, futuristic, strategic, and activator. You see the theme, right? Together, they paint this super clear picture of someone who's constantly looking ahead, making big plans, and is just so eager to get things moving. Now, what's really cool is how these pieces connect. Imagine her invention genius as the engine, right? It's that deep internal drive to create something new. And what's the vehicle this engine powers? Well, that's her futuristic talent. That inner drive gets channeled into her incredible ability to paint a compelling picture of the future that gets everybody else just as excited. So we have the why and the what, the engine and the vehicle. Now we need the how. How does all this energy and vision actually play out day to day? How does she interact with other people to make things happen? For that, we turn to the DISC model. This framework basically shows 4 primary work styles. You've got dominance, which is all about directness and results, influence, about enthusiasm and collaboration, steadiness for support and stability, and conscientiousness, which focuses on accuracy and quality. Rachel's style is a classic DI, and it's this really potent mix of dominance and influence. This profile is all about action and inspiration. We're talking dynamic, bold, and always ready to charge ahead. This is absolutely her natural comfort zone. But here is where it gets really interesting. Her top priorities are action and results. I mean, that's textbook DI style. But look at that third one, collaboration. Now that's her unique twist. It means she's incredibly driven, yeah, but she also has this genuine desire to cooperate and bring people along, which isn't always typical for this profile. Okay, this brings us to the final, and maybe the most crucial piece of our puzzle, her impact. And this isn't about how she sees herself. As the Fascination Advantage system puts it, it's not about how you see the world, but how the world sees you. This is her personal brand. Rachel's brand is forged from 2 core advantages. Her primary one is passion. She literally captivates people through emotional connection. Her secondary one, prestige. She earns respect through this clear commitment to excellence and super high standards. I mean, you can already feel the power in that combination, can't you?
And when you combine that emotional connection of passion with the high standards of prestige, you get her archetype, the talent. So, what does it even mean to be the talent? Well, it means the world sees her futuristic vision, her what, and her dynamic DI style, her how. Not as aggressive, but as passionate and excellent. She communicates these powerful ideas with a confidence that feels both incredibly inspiring and just totally captivating.
So, there we have it. All 4 pieces of the puzzle are on the table: the why, the what, the how, and the impact. It's time to assemble the final blueprint and see how this all clicks together into one single, coherent picture. And here is the magic of the blueprint. Her why, as a creative dreamer, it fuels her what, as a futuristic activator. This in turn shapes how she operates with that dynamic DI style, and all of that together creates an impact where the world sees her as the talent. You see? Each piece just flows into the next, creating one consistent and incredibly powerful professional story. So the key takeaway here is this: understanding what makes you tick professionally, it isn't some deep, dark mystery. It's a puzzle, and with the right framework, it can absolutely be solved. You've just seen the blueprint for her success. So the only question left is, what does yours look like?